You can't write a musical with only one brain. Let's call that our overture. And for Act 1, we'll talk about why that quote from the CEO of musicalwriters.com is true. Because the fact is, when you add in music to theater, you're not just incorporating one skill set, you're incorporating lyricists, composers, arrangers, orchestrators, and so many more. On top of that, you have to have big picture brains and detail-oriented brains. You also have to have emotional brains and very logical, analytical brains. I think this is why, historically, lots of musicals get made in places like NYC, where you have lots of diverse brains congregated together in proximity. But what if your musical writing brain happens to be in the body of a working mom from Oklahoma, where human collaborators and time to write are kind of in short supply? Well, this year I have been test driving a new co-writer, and this is one that fits in my pocket, is available on demand 24/7, and even better, has no ego. Now, there's been a few bumps in the road, but I think I can safely say at this point that AI is my co-writer, and I am writing a musical with ChatGPT. So to start Act 2, let's talk about what that looks like, or maybe more importantly, what it doesn't look like. Unfortunately, I don't get to take a nap while AI takes over my creative writing process. In fact, I'm actually not using any AI-generated work in my script or score. If I were to try to determine what percentage of my work was AI and what percentage was me, it would be very difficult, because even though I've written every word, there's also not a word that AI hasn't contributed to in some way by giving feedback or providing an outline. You're gonna see on the screen in a second just a few of the ways that I have been using AI to collaborate on my musical. And let's break a few of them down into more detail. First of all, we have speedy first drafts. Most writers will tell you that one of the hardest things about writing anything is the blank page staring at you. Well, AI is great for counteracting this. What this usually looks like for me is I might say, okay, in scene 5, I need it to start here, end here, and have about these 4 things happen in the middle. AI will create a draft of that scene for me that I can then use as a roadmap to rewrite the scene on my own. Another thing I like to do with AI is brainstorming. I have found that AI tends to be better with quantity than quality. So I might ask for 10 examples for something I want AI to generate, and then I'll pick the best one and ask for 10 more like that, and repeat that process over and over until I have enough raw materials to create something that I can really be proud of. Now, whether I am using AI for feedback or for formatting or any of the other ways that I've just mentioned, one tip that I have found really helpful is keeping all of those conversations in a single ChatGPT conversation thread. That way we can always pick up right where we left off. I can go back and see all of the history and the tables and the things that it's created, and no time is lost. Okay, so for Act 3, we're gonna talk about a question that I've been hearing a lot of variations of here at ISTE, which is, can AI write a musical? See also, is AI really creative? Can AI replace teachers, et cetera, et cetera? But I think that's the wrong question. Should we have AI do this is probably a better question, but the one I'm really concerned with is how can us human brains that are doing things like writing musicals leverage AI to free up more brain power and time for the things we wanna do? And this brings me to the idea I call the B- baseline, so named because I have found when I ask AI to make creative stuff, it tends to crank out B- work. But that's actually great because it gives me some clarity on what I want to focus my attention on. On the screen, you see an AI-generated character art for the main character of my musical. She has 4 fingers on one hand. It's definitely B- work, but having AI do that saved me a ton of time that I can then spend on doing more activities in my zone of genius. And I have to tell you, this year I have been more productive and more proud of my work than I ever have before. So for our finale, our reprise, we're gonna say it is true that you can't write a musical with only one brain, but if you don't have any spare human brains, artificially intelligent ones are okay too. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to speak with you today, for the chance to sing on this amazing stage. If you would like to learn more about me or my musical or anything else, my contact information is on the slide above. Thank you.